Aircraft trimming completely destroys around Earth. What most civilians don't understand about aviation is something called aircraft trimming. This process allows for a pilot to maintain a constant altitude over the surface of the Earth. This altitude, known as mean sea level, is the altitude of the surface of the sea. This is the lowest altitude possible on Earth. It is interesting to note that this is referred to as mean sea level. Not mean sea curve and not mean sea glove. Level as in flat surface. For this demonstration we will be using a high-speed general aviation Mooney Bravo. My experience flying both a Mooney Bravo and other single-engine aircraft will also be part of this presentation. When a pilot takes off from an airport, his goal is to get to his cruise altitude, also known as flight altitude, as soon as possible. Then the pilot has reached, let's say 6,000 feet mean sea level. It is time to trim the aircraft to attain level flight, mean sea level. The pilot rolls a wheel in the cockpit, referred as a trim wheel, forwards or backwards. This wheel changes the shape of the horizontal stabilizer. This is the wing in the back of the aircraft that controls if the plane goes up or down. By changing the shape of the wing, the aircraft will either descend or climb. The idea being that the pilot wants the shape of the wing to neither gain altitude or lose it. This is known as neutral trim. The aircraft is now flying along at 6,000 feet mean sea level, trimmed for level flight. Once the aircraft is trimmed for cruising altitude, it will hold its altitude all day long, as if to say, the airplane was flying over a level surface, because it is. If there was a curvature to the Earth, manually flying an airplane would become exponentially difficult. The pilot facing either constant climb or constant descent would have many difficulties. Trimming an airplane would no longer be a simple flight. If there was a curvature to the Earth, a pilot would be constantly retrimming the plane. It would never hold constant altitude. Stall speeds would be much more complex and landing in windy conditions would much more difficult than it is. The faster the aircraft traveled, the more pronounced the constant loss or gain of altitude would become. So much so that the pilot would visually see the altimeter needles going up or down, respectively. Also, the faster the aircraft, the more pronounced the effect would have on the body of the pilot. The constant loss or gain of altitude would either push the pilot into his seat or lift him off of it. It would be felt throughout the entire flight. Passengers in a commercial jet flying at 550 miles per hour would have a very uncomfortable ride, as the aircraft would be quickly and constantly be descending or climbing to maintain level flight altitude with the curvature of the Earth. Someone get the vomit bags. So, as you can see, pilots fly aircraft in a cruise mode, not gaining or losing altitude for one reason. Mean sea level means mean sea level. Pilots fly as if they are flying on a flat Earth because they are flying on a flat Earth. There is no debate. The Earth is flat. Ask a pilot yourself. Call a flight school. They will tell you the same exact thing.